this is frivolous, and that if you want to take me out, guess what?
Hi, my name is Russell Biggs. I'm a 16-year resident of Anchorage and District 4 voter. I'm here as the lead petitioner on the application currently seeking to remove the assembly chair, and I'm here to speak for the nearly 3,000 people that have signed the application and the 250 sponsors, specifically on AO 2020-131 and the opposition that we have to this measure. This legislation is troubling because it gives the clerk unprecedented power to close voting locations under declaration of emergency. I'd like to point out that we continue to be under a state of emergency and have been so for the last 9 months, despite a vaccine, despite effective treatment options, and one of the lowest case infection fatality rates in the nation. The Assembly's had months to craft narrow solutions to this pandemic problem and has failed to do so. The clerk's office should not be allowed those powers without independent oversight, particularly given the recent lack of action by this Assembly. This legislation also allows for the clerk to use alternative ballots, including emails, faxes, and any available piece of paper in the event necessary ballots are not available. The lack of available ballots caused a municipal election scandal in 2012 and is exactly the reason the previous clerk was removed. Additionally, the provisions allowed for votes to be cast by proxies for the disabled is exactly the mechanism by which Democratic county commissioners in Texas committed over 130 counts of voter fraud in 2018. This is a well-documented case. It's been an open invitation for the same election interference to occur in Alaska. I'm frankly surprised that the resolution's authors have made an attempt to replicate the same fraudulent system in Alaska. Finally, our recall campaign has had multiple recall sponsors' valid forms rejected due to the clerk's interpretation of their signature matches and voting information. These were registered voters that in some cases also provided their IDs, voter registration, and the addition of the signature were still denied on the basis of the signature match. This is...
Thank you. Welcome.
I have a question for Mr. Biggs.
Oh, sure. Ms. Allard?
Thank you. How many sentences do you have left to read? Can you read those for me, please?
15 seconds. We feel that many of our signatures will be declared invalid based on the behavior and question what safeguards would be applied in a general election. In addition, the clerk's office, which is not an investigative agency, has also requested copies of our private mailings regarding the recall campaign in what appears to be an attempt to monitor our correspondence, which is exactly what this legislation is attempting to make legal. It's not legal. It's ironic, though, especially since our public records request requesting AO 66 information submitted to the clerk's office over 6 months ago has still not been fulfilled. How about investigating that?
Thank you, Mr. Biggs.
Thank you.